I'm stuttering because have I started stuttering? I'm still doing this because it has taken me how many months and nights to finally broach this topic. I'm about to tell you people something about me. I'm about to reveal something about me right now, and well, my life continues every day. Guys, I have somebody in the studio, but that will be after the break. I'll tell you everything, I promise. Good to have you after such a long time. I'm Amanda Elu, and this is My Life Continues Every Day. I'll be back.
My life. My life will continue every day.
My life continues every day.
Well, my life continues every day.
We move. My life continues every day with Amanda Elu.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Cha from Capital FM in Nairobi, Kenya, and you're listening to My Life Continues Everyday podcast with Amanda Elo.
Oh, you already know that the person in the studio is, I don't want to say, is my friend. I wanted to say something, but that would be derogatory. This person is a big person. I'm not supposed to reveal my guests. I can't say who they are, and it's paining me because this person now, I know if I say the person, you people will follow this. Okay, but for you to listen to this podcast means you're following it already. But I mean, I would have used him to chase clouds, but it's okay. He's my friend and he's here. How are you doing?
Fine, Amanda, and you?
Yeah, his voice. Okay. Jesus, before my serious boyfriend will throw me away. Let me... Guys, you're welcome to My Life Continues Every Day. To answer the question he asked, how am I don't know how I am doing because for the past 3 weeks I've been in Uyo, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. This is the point where I play, drum rolls and all of that. I've been in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. People who know where Anambra is and where Uyo is, especially Nigerians, know that it is far. Where can I start from? Let me start from the very beginning. You all know that this podcast began from, my Waka Dupe in Lagos. How I went to my friend's place, I was in search of a job and stuff, and how I... It's been a lot, really. You should go back and listen. God knows that I'll be walking a lot. Like, this thing happening would be happening, and so he made me, start this podcast. In 2021, actually, while I was still in Umuahia. You all remember, right? I was in Umuahia, Flow FM. So, Abia State and Akwa Ibom, they've got a boundary. But I hear people say, oh, we're going to Uyo for the weekend, we're going to do stuff. I've never been there, but I've always heard that Uyo is a beautiful place in Nigeria. Do you know what it means for somebody to say that there's a beautiful place in Nigeria? Okay, sorry. This is not me downplaying the country, but I know what I'm saying. People kept talking about Uyo. Uyo is beautiful, Uyo is this, Uyo is that, blah, 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 whatever. I wasn't really paying attention. One time in 2021, I was asleep. Okay, fine. I was dreaming. And in that dream, I was in a taxi in this place, supposedly Uyo. I'd never been, prior to that dream, I had never been to Uyo. I've heard about it while I was in school, heard about it while working in Umuahia and all of that. I'd never been to Uyo. Heat, they catch me as I talk this thing now. Normally it should be goosebumps, but it's heat that is doing me because when I think of this thing, it's wild. So in that dream, I was in a taxi and it was supposedly Uyo, the city. And I heard a voice. I know they hear voice. You people know who I am. I know they hear voice. Or probably I have heard, but I've been downplaying. But I don't know. That voice came to me in the dream and it said, I didn't see the person, it was a voice. I was in a taxi, moving car. And it said, this is the land in which you will prosper. I'm not forgetting it because this is exactly what it said. I never forgot it. It's been there. This is the land in which you'll prosper. So I woke up and I told myself, oh Diego, really? You've heard a lot about you. Probably this whole thing is just coming back to you. You listen to a lot of things over time. I mean, scientists have mentioned that it is sometimes the things you pass through in a day, in a month, that make up the elements of your dreams. I do not know how true this is all the time, but I know that I heard that voice. I waved it aside, moved on. Doing my thing, I go waka from here. Of course, I was in Umwa. You all know what's up now when I moved to Waka. From Waka back to Onitsha. And so one day, I began. The thing comes to me like something is wrong. I keep feeling like I'm in this place, yes, but I think it's time for me to move. That's how I've been moving, right? Or a job comes and all of that. Now, this is one of those times when no job, there's nothing. I was working. It was a remote job, right? In Onitsha. Fairly, things were there. Not necessarily as good as it should be, but it was better than my life for the past how many years. So it was okay. I didn't have issues. But I began to worry that I wasn't doing enough. I do not know why. That dream would, from time to time, remember I had dreamt this in 2021. From time to time, I would remember that dream and I would, tell myself whatever this is. It came strongly to me that year. This year, sorry. Are you sure you're not going to try and go to this Uyu that they said you will prosper? Because what do you stand to lose? You're a young woman, you're not married yet. The responsibility you have right now are your parents, yourself, and what? But you're going to get married, you're going to have family, and it might become too much. Why not test? Make it be say, I told myself, let it be that you went there, and maybe after some months or a year, it didn't work out. But do it. Because you know you're going to regret it someday if you didn't do it or if you do not do it. And I called my friend. It is that my friend that I'm with right now. He's here right now. I called him initially and I think I encouraged you. Yeah, you started by asking me, why do you want to do this? Yeah. So I figured when he asked me that question, I started telling him about the dream. What I can say is, I can still remember the voice he uses. What I can tell you is that he had to merge. He juxtaposed Oka and Uyo and told me these are things obtainable here and these are the things here. And he told me nothing is wrong with you coming to you. But think about it. And if after some time you make up your mind, let me know. I called a couple of people. When I say a couple, I mean a couple, just few, maybe 2 people. Right? I told them, see what is happening. I don't know why I have this strong feeling that I'm supposed to move out of Onitsha. They said, Onitsha is a must. You should leave Onitsha. That one, a must. But where you're going to is what we're not sure of. Are you sure it's you? Okay, pray about it. Then there came a deal from Lagos. You all remember my Lagos waka. Another radio station in Lagos. And I told this, my friend who brought that deal, see what happened. In fact, before that deal came, I was on my bed that day thinking about this thing. And I told myself, you know what, forget about this waka, right? Since you have enough, not like you have time, not like you have a lot of resources, but since you can, bring out something, why don't you just go chase your masters? Your father will my dad likes school. Hey! My dad is ready for me not to marry now. I should get to PhD like my father. So I said, okay, they want you around them, your parents, right, in Onitsha. But if you tell them that you're going for your masters, because I schooled in Unizik, you all know this, okay? Go back to Unizik and further. Do your masters. Let's face masters. Remember I had moved from Oka to Onitsha. You all remember. Let's face masters. I remember I purchased the form. Yes. Purchased the form, did all I needed to do. I called one of my lecturers. He told me this is the kind of person that should be your supervisor because they've got connections. Remember the ultimate plan is to leave the country. Yeah, that's it for me, because at the end of the day, I still want to leave the country, but I don't know. It's beginning to look like. I don't want to say anything. There are no absolutes yet. I leave it all to God. So I said, okay, while I'm waiting for maybe admission abroad, because that was also the period when I was supposed to start applying. That was July. So July, I applied for my master's, and I was just there. I told myself, Uyo is far. What will I tell my parents? Hey, I was just there. My friends were already telling me, Onitsha is amazing. Nothing is wrong with it, but for you, we think, from what we know, that you need to not be here now. Not now. It was there in my head. I didn't want them to push me. I didn't want to push I knew they were saying the truth. Because things started happening to me. I can't explain all of them. They would come over time, so I don't waste time because I've got my guests here. There comes a time when you need to leave. It doesn't make the place you used to be at a bad place. It's just you need to move further. That's in your scheme of things in life. You need to. That's it. Some people will not move, some will move, but you all know. My life continues every day. So, masters. Then a deal came from Lagos. My friend said, go to this place, go to this radio station. I told this guy, Lagos. The Lagos that I went to, the only thing I came back from Lagos with is a podcast. Which is not so bad because, that's why I got the job to here. And I have small PTSD. Lagos is always hard for me. Whenever I want to go to Lagos, there's always something stopping me from. It's either accommodation or so. And I always tell myself, I'm tired. It means this land doesn't want me and I don't want it too. Why are they forcing me? And I said, okay, fine. I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to this place. And this guy keeps calling me. He says, look, I've told this woman about you. I've told the station manager. I don't have your CV. That's why I'm not sent to her. But I've given her a couple of things. But she wants you to talk. I told him, look, I don't know if this is the right move. Okay, before this deal came, that was the second time I was on my bed thinking, am I going to do this master's? I also had started applying. That was August. That was that was my first time of applying very early. I had another friend I was applying with, So I'd applied. I was applying to some schools. We're checking out some schools. I was thinking of the master's, whether I should do Unizik. Of course, if any of the, admissions abroad comes, I would go by God's special grace. It has to be fully funded because I don't have money. And then while I was thinking about this that day, I remembered because I was in my mom's room on the bed and I was thinking, and then a call came from my friend, and he said, the first thing he said was, Amanda, are you sleeping? And I was thinking, I said, I wasn't really, but he said, wake up, collect your money, I will not forget it. Which one is collect your money again? Does he have a job for me? And he said, so have you made up your mind about coming to you? That's what he said. I said, Oh, meanwhile, I was looking for a house in Oka. The friend I told to look for a house for me, she was just wasting time here and there. I did a lot. Look, I'm trying to explain to you people that I really wanted to stay back in Oka. Maybe not on Onitsha, but Oka. So that it won't look like I'm leaving home. It wasn't happening. So he called me and he told me, long and short of the story is he was vacating the house that I'm now recording from, which is where he used to live. He was going to move to another house, a bigger space. By the way, you need to see the space, but you cannot see it because it's anonymous. Congratulations, the house is fine. Let me say it on this podcast. Say it well, Osisa. So he told me, I'm moving to a bigger place and I don't know, do you want to take my space? I said, accommodation is here. Okay, give me some time. And he was telling me, okay, this is how much, this is. And he said, take your time, think about it. But whatever you're thinking about, make sure you finalize between September and October because I'm leaving. I said, okay. Guys, this story is long, but I will finish it, sha. So, this is happening. I'm waiting for masters, for them to finally tell us when we're going to do, because of course you now have to send proposal and all of that. I was waiting for them to tell me the date, it was supposed to be in September. All of this was happening in August. August was very intense for me because I had to make a decision. Then my friend from Lagos called, told me he said a lot of things. I told him, I cannot come and do audition in this Lagos. You people know how Lagos. He said, he made a statement that touched me. He said, I cannot be in Lagos and you will suffer. You don't understand. It was the first time. No, it's not the first time. Come on, I've been having helpers even in Lagos. That's not the point. It was the way he said it. It made me calm down. You see that thing they tell you that sometimes, you know that thing you want to be when you have no worries for money. Some of us are where we are right now because we need to make the money. There are bills to pay. There is so much. You can't even think of the God-given purpose what I give you. You cannot even do nada because it takes a lot of other people who are maybe to an extent they are brave. I don't want to say you're not brave. Trust me, it's not easy. But there are people who they push against all odds and then they move out. It takes a lot for you to break off that financial limitation, mentality to want to take certain steps. And so people never leave that place. And it's sad because the country we live in is a great enabler. You can't even think of what you want to do with your life without thinking money. What am I going to do? What am I not going to do? So what that thing he said to me did was not attract me to Lagos, but it now made me open my eyes to the possibilities. Amanda, you can survive actually. You can move to places. If he said this, there are other people who will say this. I mean, think about it. So it gave me a certain kind of peace. I stopped thinking of the hustle bustle. If I enter this place, I will see a house. How would I see a house? I just thought of that thing he said. I can't be in this city and you will suffer. And he said, I don't want to brag. He said, I don't want to brag, but I make good money in Lagos. Come on! I said, come on. Let me sound like you. Powerful. I said, come on. But after everything, I couldn't leave Onitsha that period to Lagos because the time the interview came was very impromptu. He was prepping me, right? But when the woman finally reached out, it was, it was too sudden. I couldn't do anything. There was sit at home, there was that. And I said, oh, let's do Zoom. Her workplace didn't want to Zoom. That's what I figured. She said we can do it, but I figured because she was stalling me. At some point, it was seeming like she was just avoiding me. Send me your CV tomorrow. At some point, my friend called me and said, oh, wait, before you leave for Lagos, now maybe they say, you come Lagos, but chill. Ask this lady how much she's willing to pay, because my friend who came for an interview here, the money they're mentioning here is not giving God glory. Ask them first. They said they cannot pay more than a certain amount. I'm not greedy, but I can't do it in Lagos. You people living in Lagos, is Lagos. If maybe it was in this Uyo now that they gave me that deal, I might say, okay, but Lagos, and I don't have house. And even if my friend was there for me, someday you gotta leave. My friend is actually living on the island, and that radio station was on the mainland. If you're in Nigeria, if you're in Lagos, you know what it is. So I knew it was a lot, and I told my friend, and that was when I knew, because I was praying about it, actively praying. I said, oh God, you've brought Lagos, so maybe it's Lagos, or is it Uyo? And my friend already has a house. So this was not the case of there was no house in Lagos, you cannot go there and hustle. People go to Lagos without even having a job and they go to hustle. That's what I did. Uyo now, I don't have a job. I came here. I didn't make that same move to Lagos. But I told myself, I put one or two together. Remember I told you about the dream. Remember my friend is living here. I have a friend in Lagos, yes, but this person is like family. And he's living here. And he already told me I can come and finish the remaining rent and I would pay and stuff and all of that. Even though I didn't come, I did not enjoy your rent. But it narrowed the options for me. And I said, it seems like we're going to do it. I talked to a couple of other people. They told me, they gave me this, that. Some told me, look, leave this masters you want to do in Unizik. You will do masters. God will help you do masters, either outside Nigeria also. But this Uyo, there's a reason, go. And then that was when the first day I came to check this house. And I was bothered. And I was telling my friend all the stories of my life and things I cannot live. And I was waiting for him to tell me, stay back in Onitsha. What was that thing you said? I was waiting for you to say that thing. I was waiting for you to say something, and then you kept food. He bought food for us, and then we're eating, and then he shot the plates. And he looked at me and said, Amanda, wow. I know he calls me. I know he can't. He said, Amanda Wago, they will survive. If anything happens to you today, people in Onitsha will move on. And it hit me. I knew I had to make a move. And this is not some kind of decision you wake up and start making. It took a lot of months. And so I remember everybody who I took whatever it is that they said, it's there, family rooted. And he said so many things and told me how growth is important. Lagos is amazing. You would go to Lagos. Uyo could also be a good ground for you since you don't have all the money and all the funds. You can start here because it's somehow as affordable as wherever it is you're coming from. Made sense to me, and there was a house already. Oh, the funny thing? When I got home, honestly, I was going to tell myself, I'm not doing this thing. As I was getting home, he was calling me, Ami, when are you putting the money? Ami, when are you putting this one? I was like, what is this? And you know what's funny? The money that I've been trying to save for everlasting that did not come, immediately he started saying it, that money came. You know what? Do it. Guys, I don't have anything to say, but I did it. And I'm in Uyo now. I've been in Uyo for 3 weeks now. Am I prospering yet? I do not know. Have I regretted this a millisecond? No. Somehow. Great things have been happening for me. Not huge. Not maybe phenomenal. But I can tell you that there are little things that happen. There are little things that happen, and you know that this is God telling you, I brought you here and I'm with you. Just onward, Christian soldier. That's what's up. Because, hey, God, there are these things happen. I'm like, I don't know. But I have been living here, so I just want you all to know that I'm in Uyo because I have a dream. You can taunt me, you can laugh at me, you can say she did this. Guess what? The job that I had in mind, the remote job that was paying me well, that I had in mind, that gave me the morale. Clients are not coming again with this injunction, man. Yes, they have reduced drastically. to a very, very remote, small number, I mean, it's scary, but I'm still a voiceover artist. I did not even know that I was I did not remember I was a voiceover artist until I came here again. And all I can tell you people is God has been faithful. There were gigs that came from nowhere, that were there, that were, but I mean, I've been surviving. And I think I will prosper in this land. That's what I've been telling a couple of other people, asking me, why I've stepped out to talk to a couple. Why they're like, this is the land in which I'll prosper. What's giving you this confidence? I don't know. God said so. I know I sound like some preacher, but it is what it is, and I'm here for it. And I'm just grateful for supporters, for my family. They had issues. On another episode, I will tell you what my father said and stuff. But he eventually he yielded, and he let me come. My mother too. They said, go. We don't want it to be us that would stop you from living your dreams. Go with our blessings. I've had friends who have told me, you're not here on your own accord. You came here because you heard that voice, and we believe that it is the voice of God, and you will not regret it. You have survived in far more worse conditions. What's the worst that can happen? And then I have my friend who is here. I'm grateful for people like this and all they've been doing for me. I know I would not have come this far if not for the kind of encouragement words from them. Why am I telling this story? Make out of it what you wish or will. But this is my story, and I'm here. And I have never stopped trusting God. I do not know where you are and you're hearing this from, but this is my story, and my life actually continues every day. I don't know what's going to happen, but you all are with me on this journey, so at least I told you what's happening. You would follow. If you're following me because you want to shame me, yay! If you're following me because you really are interested in this woman who, they say I'm courageous, I'm not sure I am, I think I'm crazy. If you're here for the fun and excitement, yay! If you're here rooting for me, yay! Thank you. Okay. But I'm just here, guys. This is what's happening. And so today my friend came around and I said, oh, your fine voice will not go in vain. We have to talk. What's up, boss?
Yeah, Amanda, I'm good. I'm good.
I listened to something you sent, because he has something on Instagram where he basically, he can't say it here because it's anonymous. I feel bad. But you all, I promise you, I'll find a way to make people know him. Well, he puts out, content online, and there's this particular motivational series, just nuggets, very, very, just like 15 seconds, 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Just 1 minute where he talks, and then the latest topic is, he said, oftentimes people do not count their small wins. I think I've said this before. Oh, guys, let me put context to this. Do you people remember that my friend, I told you people that it was his Instagram post that I read one morning, one time, that was saying something about, I think it was still the same, start from where you are with what you have. He's the one. Yeah. You see, he's been rooting for me since Tete before he's been. So he said something about your small wins and how you don't pay attention to them. And I just wanted you to maybe share it again with these people, because these are my lovely listeners and I want them to. Yes, I want to say my listener. That's what they teach us on radio, but this is not radio, this is podcast. Like, tell them, talk to us again.
Amanda.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to call your name too.
Yeah, no, start from where you are, right?
The small wins, celebrate the small wins. What you said, I wanted us to talk about the small wins, that part, because a lot of people no longer give themselves enough credence.
True that. I feel like people are too focused on the bigger picture, right? They are too focused on the end goal that they forget the journey. Truth is, I'm one of the big believers that life is better understood in hindsight.
Okay.
Right? So you better understand life backwards.
What does that mean? Explain first.
Yeah. So when we talk about understanding, right? You only understand something when you look back at it.
Oh, I see.
Right?
In retrospect.
Exactly, in retrospect. Knowledge is foresight, understanding is hindsight. Right? So it's when you look back at the journey that you start to understand, if I had not gone through certain things, I probably would not be where I am today, right? So I feel like the consciousness of that journey, the consciousness of those tiny things, right? And celebrating them as you go on gives you the strength to actually move on. Do you understand? And it's when we lose sight of how much we're actually doing. When we lose sight of, how much we're actually winning. And then you're focusing on
What
just
you
where
get
you
to
want to
get.
be. Yeah, you want to be that big person. You want to have that amount of money in your account. But you don't know. I mean, a friend of mine will always say, if you calculate at the end of the year how much has gone through your account, you
You're a
probably realize
millionaire.
that you're a millionaire, right? But then because you haven't seen 1 million in your account, you feel like, nah, you're
In
not
bulk,
a millionaire. Yeah. But then there's some people I have as mentors that will tell you, if you check their accounts, they probably don't even have up to 1 million naira in their account. But these guys are multimillionaires.
How?
Yeah, so they have millions in assets,
Okay.
right? And they would prefer to have that than just cash.
Cash.
So, I mean, it's when you come into that understanding of back to what we're saying, celebrating small wins, right? Understanding the journey. Every single step matters, right? No step is more important than the other. The big step you think you want to take would never be achieved if you did not take the small ones, right? So, I mean, that's why essentially it's important to look back, celebrate your small wins, and let it propel you to move forward. The reason why people are depressed or don't celebrate the life they're living in the moment is because they fail to look back and look at the things, just like the popular gospel song, Count Your Blessings,
Name them one by
one. Like people fail to look back, count their blessings, and celebrate their wins. Yeah.
So from how has this affected you? Let's hear a little bit of a story from your own basket of.
I think I'll take this back to I think a very good story for me would be back in 2018, right? And this was the time when I started a business. I started a business back in 2018, and then the business stayed for just a year, right?
Wow.
And then we were losing a lot in cash. We had to renew rent. We had to pay staff salaries, and the money was not just there, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to fold up in 2019.
That's sad.
Yeah. I had to fold up in 2019, and then I went into Great Depression in 2019/2020.
People who did literature, you know what Great Depression is? That era.
Yeah.
This is sad. Sorry.
I did go into that, and it took a lot of self-telling of who I really am to come out of.
Wait, did you say 2019?
Yeah, 2019.
That was when I was serving.
Yeah.
So you were in depression.
Exactly. I wasn't even 7 at the time, if you remember.
I remember this.
So it was crazy. So
Aww.
yeah, it was crazy, right? And it took a lot of self-telling, and I think this is a story I wanted to keep for myself, right?
Yeah.
Maybe tell it sometime in the future, but at the time, right? I really needed to come out of that place of self-doubt, depression. So I needed to start to tell myself the things that I knew I was, right? I was good at this, I was good at that. I needed to start to remind myself. And so towards the end of the first quarter of 2020, I had, and this is why, communities
Important.
and friends are important, right? I spoke with a friend and I said, you know what, this cannot hold me down anymore. I need to come out of this, and I need to remind myself of who I am.
Was that the year you wrote your book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
That's what you're going
coming
to.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Sorry.
and that was what made me write that book, right? Because I needed a reminder that I am everything I said I was.
He actually is.
Yeah.
That book is still in my e-library.
Yeah. So I
Amazing
needed.
work.
Thank you so much. I needed to remind myself of that, and so I spoke with him. Amazing guy. Spoke to him about the idea. He said, "You know what? Let's do this. It's something we can ramp up in 2 months." And I wrote that book in 2 months actually.
Woo!
Yeah. So I took all of the experiences I had in the past, just ramped them up in this great body of work, and then my guy who was a graphics designer just did the complete touch up, and then we went into publishing stage.
I will never forget the picture on that thing.
Yeah.
So good.
It was good. It was good. And that reminded me about many things that I forgot
About yourself.
about myself. It just brought everything back to me. And I mean that single act of retrospecting and telling yourself again, self-telling who you are, that reminder just pushed me again to doing even more, like to coming back to that person that
you were meant to be.
Exactly, that would always want to do, that person that would always want to take the next step, that person that would always, it just started my engine all over again, because it felt like I went off for a while. And so it's just the realization of the many wins you've had, understanding that your journey is even much more important than the destination, because the journey is where the gist is actually. The journey is the story, not the end.
And that, just like what we're doing right now, if you didn't have the story, somebody definitely has been inspired by what you just said. And I'm here to be, I'm a witness, so it's not like he's making it up. I don't know about the depression. I'm really sorry. Do you need a hug right now?
Nah, it's long gone.
You don't want a hug? My hug is...
Life-giving hug.
But I didn't know about this, and I'm sorry about that. But he did, I thought he was... Anyways, he wrote a book.
Yeah.
Amazing book. And he's doing well now. He's a sales expert. He is... Yes, you are.
Yeah, no, I know.
And I can hype you. Come on, powerful. But no, he's actually very good. I don't know. I would have loved to. Do you want to? He still wants to remain anonymous. It's okay. Because I really wanted to say who he was. You could check his book and stuff, but it's fine since he doesn't want us to tell. It's not like you said anything here that is hidden. Eh?
Yeah, in another episode we can talk about that.
Look at that. Yeah. Let's pretend like we didn't say this so that they don't get to think about it too much and all of that. But yes, he's is it germ or gem? What do you call that in English?
It's a germ.
He's a germ. You pay me for this to something. But I've known him for long. And this is it. But the point is, you see, his life continues every day. You didn't say my life continues.
Yeah, no, my life continues every day.
And I think my life continues every day is something too that it's not in retrospect. It's not in retrospect, but it gets to move you, gets to nudge you, to tell you the process.
It could be in retrospect,
right?
Because you think about the things in the past, and then you know that
your life continues every day. Come on, powerful. But so your life continues every day. Listen to people tell their stories. These things are not made up. Forget that we're speaking English. These things are me, you, people living in perhaps the same environment or something close, or in the world. We're all in the same, as far as we're on planet Earth, it's the same environment per se. And we're going through this. Your brothers, your sisters all over the world are going through something that you're going through right now. I want you to remember today. Remember the brave steps that we've taken. This is a person who was under depression for some time, and he wrote his book in 2 months, and that book was like a bestseller. He went viral, man, and he is doing so much now. I think he just basically just talks on Instagram just to pass time, just to create content. Yes, it is. Content is always important because that's your way of reaching out to people, as far as I'm concerned, of sharing your gift with the world too. But he has some other things going on for him behind the scenes, and I'm telling you this because I see it happening. I went to his house the other day and I said, "Oh, I took a picture in his house." And when he saw it, he was like, "Wait, now, so my house fine?" Even when he sent the WhatsApp, when my house like now my house be this, he doesn't even know how good where he is. My friend saw the picture. I was like, "Wait, now house be this." Look, I'm not saying this to hype him up or to maybe exaggerate things. I'm telling you the truth. Knowing from where we all started, it's big. No, it's big. Even if I don't know where we started from, where he stays is cool, is big. This is a person who, as at 28, you don't understand how these things are happening. But he told himself that he would move on, and he mentioned it to you now. At some point when he got hooked, he remembered, or he sat and he counted his blessings. He remembered the person the Lord, made him to be, the person he's always been. He remembered his old song, and he began singing it until it brought him back to whom he was supposed to be. And that's the point now. So it's a very powerful message. I don't know if I'm speaking this English well, but just take his own English. That's the point. And that's it. I'm also trying to do that because at some point I was telling myself, this is your waka waka from Lagos to Abuja, from Abuja to Guinea-Corn, from Guinea-Corn to Guinea-Bissau, to this and that. I mean, this is figurative, but you understand. And I told myself, am I not a failure? Then something reminded me that there has never been a time that I left my zone, whether comfort or not. There's never been a time I left my zone to another zone and come back or remained the same in all ramification. I'm telling you. And I said, oh, that's true. And this is the first time I don't feel like a loser. It was one of the things that, nudged me in the direction of Uyo. I told myself, whatever happens in Uyo, you will come back better. And it's not going to be a case of a prodigal daughter. It is going to be because you're not stepping out to go and do. It's not like you're going out to play. You're not going, you know what you're out for. You want to make it better. God no go let make you fail. You no go shame you. You self no go shame yourself. And you people should help me not to shame myself. Anyways, I'm grateful you stayed to this point. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for letting me do this and sharing your story.
Anytime.
He said anytime, so we'll be doing this anytime.
Sometime.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm Amanda Elo. Feel free to share this podcast with everybody you come across. This is my Life Continues Everyday podcast. And you can send your story. You can tell your story. You can send me, a voice note, right? Record offline. It shouldn't exceed 7 minutes so that you can send it via email to amandaelo@gmail.com. I am, just small letter I am amandaelo@gmail.com. Everything is in small letter. So write it like that, and then you can send your voice story. Let's tell other people more stories. I'm Amanda Elo, and my life continues every day. Remember, until your watch is ended, your life, my life, continues every day. God bless you. I love you.
I'm living a good life, no stress and no strife. Every day I keep moving up. Monday to Sunday, steady balling. If you can have one, the chakwa knows. I'm a winner.